Hi, and welcome back to RealtyZapp. Today we're going to talk a little bit about CRM, or Customer Relationship Manager. That's built into RealtyZapp to help you organize and maintain your relationships with prospects as you manage your listings and follow up with those prospects, making it a snap to do all of those things in one integrated system. So with that, let's go ahead and click on through to the dashboard. Right here you'll notice immediately the results of populating your CRM and entering data regarding the prospects that you have, the probability and commissions that might come with those deals, and your pipeline represented graphically over time, as well as a follow-up queue and a tag cloud. So let's explain a little bit of that by going directly to the Contacts tab. Now you'll notice as we're going forward here that there's a question mark on the top right corner of every page in the site. You definitely want to reference that should you need a reminder about anything we've talked about today. You'll notice on it a label for everything that's on the page, as well as what it does and why it's there. So the first thing you're going to want to do, of course, because none of these fields are going to be populated initially after you create your profile, is to upload your initial list of contacts, which will probably consist mostly of other brokers in your market and possible clients you've worked with over maybe the last 6 or 12 months. Anyway, you can download that from wherever you have them now, either Outlook or Constant Contact or anything like that, into an Excel file. So after doing so, you want to basically download the Easy Contact template right here, open that up, looks like such, and just copy and paste from whatever your source is into these columns here. Once you complete that, all the way to the right over here, the last section is Notes. And of course you want something in this last column just so that the system knows to end there for each of the rows. So even if there's nothing in the column, just place an X down any of the blank columns that you come across. Then basically you just go from the bottom right corner, select everything to the top left corner, hit Control C for copy, and then come back over here to this blank space right here, place your cursor, and then hit Control V for paste. You can also right click. A lot of times on Microsoft that's paste as well. Now because you added tags on that spreadsheet, you don't have to place them here. That's so that if you come across maybe 3 new contacts you met at a networking event, or clients that are out there, or prospects, and you happen to collect their business cards, you can place the email address, semicolon, name, and as many of those as you want, one after the other, and then place the tags if they're all part of the same group, and then click Add, and it's going to add those in the same fashion. So once you've populated the dashboard, and by the way, if they don't show up immediately, depending on the number of contacts, might take a minute or so. If you want to hit the refresh button, a lot of the times that will speed the process and get them populated. Once you do, you'll notice that all of them are by default turned on. Well, if there's anyone that you don't want to receive your email broadcast in the future, just turn off this toggle and then they'll remain in the system, but they won't get any of the emails from you. In other words, if someone maybe is a prospect and then ends up leasing a space in the property you represent, you can add the tag tenant just by placing your cursor there and typing tenant, and then you can remove the tag prospect and maybe turn them off, but set a reminder to follow up with them in 2.5 or 4.5 years so that you can possibly negotiate the next lease renewal or move that they make. Okay, so coming over here to the right hand side of this screen, I'm going to click on this arrow which drops down the record for each contact in the database. So here you can set a follow-up date to follow up with them. It'll send you an email reminder, but also at the top of the screen you have this orange bubble that also represents all the reminders in the system. You can delete those as needed as you follow up with people. The second space here is the close date. So when you have a lease that you've sent out for signature, or maybe a contract for sale, you pretty much know what the close date is or might be. A deal value in commission dollars to you, and then the probability that that deal will happen. So all of that's going to populate the pipeline that we saw just a minute ago. And then you have time and date stamped communications with those clients, and over time, at the end of the month, you might highlight these, copy and paste them into a Word document for reporting. This takes what used to be, for me anyway, 3 to 4 hours at the end of a month and consolidated it down to about 20 minutes. Now here are notes regarding their requirement, And then you can, of course, also send that person an email directly from the system, choosing to embed your email signature, a tour package possibly, or links to any of the listings that you have that you may have just spoken about. Now, all of these fields, from the notes to the email, are all searchable with this field right here. So you could put in a search term, and it's going to search all the notes for all the contacts and pull back anything you might inquire about. Now, you can also filter and say, show me only those people with the tag Brentwood, for example, or prospect, and pull up them with regard to that, or all those people you wanted to follow up with within the next month, 3 months, or 6, people that you have deals out and the value in terms of commission dollars to you, close dates, etc. You can also, once you've selected and pulled up that list by filter or search, you can say select all on the page. You can add tags to multiple people at once or remove those tags, as well as delete selected contact entries in the system. So with that, we're going to just close this right there. So those are 2 ways that you can enter contacts into the system. We, on another video, talked about messages, because all inquiries for listings, as well as inquiries you might send yourself throughout the day after talking with prospects, come to this message board. So there are 2 ways that you can enter people into the system here as well, and that's if someone sends you a message, or maybe you send it to yourself after speaking with a prospect. You can click on this little button down here, or this one over here. This one just gives you all blanks to fill in, whereas this one pre-populates certain fields. And then fill in their phone number after speaking with them, you'll know that, and then the follow-up date. You can place your tags here. And again, just to emphasize, tagging is so important, because what you're doing here is labeling people according to their relevance to you. That is so that you can send the appropriate messages through email broadcast, or look people up to do prospect follow-up and reporting of your activity. Then here you would just type some notes regarding their initial requirement and click Add. So that's the CRM. That's how it helps you manage all of your activity on your dashboard, and to make sure that you send out the right messages to the right people at the right time using the broadcast email. So thanks very much. We appreciate your time today. We're here to help you make you more profitable, more productive, and efficient in the field. So by all means, if you have any questions, please refer back to the circle question marks, or you can always send an email to support@RealtyZapp.com. Thanks again. Make it a great day. RealtyZapp.com, empowering the real estate community.